And I've got to say, when we see patients taking Fortify Focus, I am seeing patients that have reduced subjective symptomology for many conditions, but mostly associated with the computers. I mean, let's face it, we're all living in a digital world these days, and we're all having an accommodative stress factor that's much higher than it was when I grew up. What I'm seeing in clinical practice, when patients take Fortify Focus, not only do they seem to have less dry eye symptomology, but they definitely have less eye fatigue. Neck hurts, vision fluctuates, eyes feel sandy, gritty, burn, tear, itch. A lot of these symptoms decrease dramatically and some resolve completely. Hey, I'm Dr. Michael Lange. We want to age as gracefully as possible, don't we? So is there enough evidence out there that proves that certain specific nutrients, ingredients, or supplements can enhance our skin, our joints, our hair, our nails? And there's a lot of great science that's come out recently with marine collagen tripeptides, riceramides, hyaluronic acid, and there's a new supplement called Dermaval. Well, we've taken all four of those and we've combined it in a supplement called Rejuvenate. 3 delicious flavors, chocolate, cherry vanilla, pink lemonade, and then we have it unflavored for those of you that want to just put it in your coffee in the morning. It's worth a try. I endorse it, obviously, 100%. If you don't like it, we'll give you money back. It's as simple as that. So check it out at Fortify.com. I'm Dr. Michael Lange, board-certified optometric physician, certified nutritional specialist, and the founder of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. I, along with the Fortify Performance team, developed something called Fortify Fit Pro. They can improve muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. All three, a triple whammy, right? I gotta tell you, folks, it works. It is evidence-based on the latest clinical science, the latest studies. We've used the exact ratios that were in all the studies in the Fortify Fit Pro. So I highly recommend, and I endorse it 100%, Fortify Fit Pro. Give it a try, see what you think. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. It's as simple as that.
Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host as usual, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. If you're new to the program, who's Dr. Lange? Well, I'm a board-certified optometric physician, certified nutritional specialist, founded Lange Eye Care and Associates March 15th of 1993. We grew to 14 locations and 3 LASIK surgery centers. I was lucky enough to have a company, private equity involved. I want to buy all my offices about 7 years ago, and I cashed out. However, I kept the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. That was our flagship. It's close to 35,000 square feet. We've got just about 40 examination lanes in there,
And that's where I hail from, Dr. Lori Caputi and Dr. Susan Somerton. And we're adding to the roster of doctors here in the very near future. So you can see us at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. I actually hail from New Orleans, Louisiana. And a shout out to all my buddies in New Orleans. And a shout out to WRNO. That used to be Where the Rockin' New Orleans station when I was there, but it's one of the biggest talk radio stations in New Orleans. And we broadcast there early in the morning, I think from 7 to 8 in New Orleans on WRNO. But this is a live call-in show, so it's dedicated to you, the listener. I think it is the longest-running medically hosted, doctor-hosted live talk show in the country since March 15th of 1993, actually April of 1993. So if you have a question, give us a call. And the reason I say us, I'm going to introduce my co-host in just a second. But the phone number is 877-969-8600. That is 877-969-8600. And if you want to learn more about the supplements that I've involved in and the company I started called Fortify Vitamins, you can go to the website at fortify.com. It's kind of a play on words since I'm an eye doctor. Fortify is Fortifeye, fortify.com. And this is a fully transparent, nutritional, evidence-based nutrition company. We started in the eye vitamin industry, and we've parlayed it into a whole body, full supplement company. We have pre-workouts, post-workouts. We have proteins. We're going to talk about whey protein in more detail today. We have macular degeneration vitamins, glaucoma vitamins, dry eye vitamins, superfoods, probiotics, enzymes. The list goes on. And that's at fortify.com. And I'm going to give you the phone number for Fortify Vitamins twice, and then we're going to get to the meat of the matter. It's 866-503-9746. Fortify is 866-503-9746, and fortify.com is the website. Or you can just go to myname.com, drmichaellang.com, drmichaellang.com, and that will link you up to all of the sites and anything you need to know. Also link you up to our YouTube channel where you can watch this show and all the shows for the last 25 years on our YouTube channel. Anyway, I'm going to introduce my co-host, a good friend of mine, a colleague in the radio industry, and he's no newbie to talk radio. And that's Roger P. Showman. Roger, good morning. Thanks for hanging out.
Good morning, Doctor. Good to be here on this lovely morning.
So you got up bright and early, met me over at the house in Safety Harbor, and I put you through a little workout this morning.
Yes, you did. You fed me breakfast first, though, so that was nice. And then you took me up for a little physical activity in the gym.
Right. We had biceps and triceps, and you did the vibration plate to get some of that circulation going. And for breakfast, you had a high-protein yogurt with some Manuka honey and some nuts mixed in and some watermelon.
Yes.
And so that's fermented, so that absorbs better through the yogurt. And that was about almost 20 grams. It was probably 25 grams with nuts on it. And then the L-citrulline from the watermelon later. And then we tried something also. We sampled something.
Yes, we sampled a new product of yours that you have reformulated, and it was delicious.
It's the new variation of an older product. It's Fortify Super Protein, and it was the vanilla flavor. So Fortify Super Protein is our New Zealand grass-fed protein, which is an amazing protein. And we're flavoring it a little bit differently. We're using a fermented riboside M instead of riboside A, and it makes it just smooth and delicious. And that vanilla flavor is probably one of the best vanilla flavored proteins I've ever had.
Tastes kind of like a vanilla bean. Some ice creams have that vanilla bean. You can really taste it, and it's delicious. It's similar to that. It's very, very nice.
And so that's Fortify Super Protein. We currently have our regular vanilla, which is still delicious, but the new flavor will probably be out in a few months down the road. There is a massive whey protein shortage, so we tried to get ahead of it, and I bought up a lot of New Zealand grass-fed protein, so we're not involved in that shortage, and our prices are not going up 1 penny. Everybody's raising their prices because whey protein has gone through the roof, Roger, and the tariffs, I got to tell you, not to be political, but the tariffs are affecting the vitamins because not just out of China, every place has a little tariff on our supplements. So currently Fortify is not raising our prices at all.
And none of your products, I like to say, because I like the products, none of them come from China.
Amen and hallelujah. It took a long time developing our new fit meal, which, by the way, is coming out soon. Fortify Fit Meal. It's going to revolutionize meal replacements on the market. You can actually Google it. I've written 6 articles on Fortify Fit Meal. And if you see the shirt that I'm wearing right now, it says Futureceuticals, okay? Futureceuticals is an amazing company I contracted with to actually find all the fruits and vegetables, make sure they're certified organic, and none from China or any of the countries I don't like. So it took them a long time, but they were able to get it. They were able to test it, third-party analyze it, and then put it in a blend that is fully transparent on our fit meal, telling exactly what's in it. So Futureceuticals, I want to shout out to them. They did a great job. And then Taylor Mercado over at Futureceuticals is one of the individuals that worked really hard on this project. And he's an amazing individual, very educated, and also an athlete. And I liked him so much, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. And so he is now, sorry, Futureceuticals, but, it's all about Fortify. And so he is now managing director of Fortify Vitamins. And he's hosting a big event right now. I think it's in Chicago, a pro football chiropractic event. And he's sponsoring it there with Fortify Vitamins right now. So welcome aboard. I mentioned last week that Taylor Mercado is now the managing director of Fortify Vitamins. All right, we're getting loaded up on the phones. So we're going to go first to Michael in Venice. Thanks for holding, Michael. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a question. I was listening a few weeks ago. Love your show, but I was listening, and you said something about if you see flashes of light. I go to the eye doctor once a year. I just went about a month ago. 20/20 vision. Don't have any issues driving night, day, seeing that I do wear 2.5 readers when needed. But I've had floaters forever. And, sometimes I can see them more than others. But in my 20s, worked outside, never, okay, this is stupid, but never thought I needed the sunglasses. Didn't wear them. But at nighttime, when I'm outside in the dark, I'll see occasional flashes in my right eye, more to the right side, like just almost like an old-fashioned camera flash, just boom, done, gone. Do I need to see a retinal? I go to the eye doctor once a year, and anything in between. And I just went last month. She said no. So,
Michael,
I just need another opinion.
How old are you?
65.
That's a good age. I'm right behind you. So what's happening is, without seeing, I can't tell definitively, but I'm pretty good with my crystal ball. So what's happening is the gel in your eye, the vitreous inside your eye, is going through a phase called syneresis, and it's a liquefaction phase. So it starts to liquefy. It's not thick like jelly like it used to be. And then you're seeing a lot of remnants, believe it or not, that have been trapped since birth, remnants of something called the hyaloid artery that brought nutrients to the lens from the optic nerve when you're in the embryonic stages. That disintegrates throughout life. But when it's trapped in your gel, when you're younger, you don't see it moving. So movement casts shadows, all right? Now, when it moves, it also pulls on the retina. So when it pulls on the retina, you get a flash of light. That means there's tension on your retina, and it's more prone to happen as we mature. So at 65, it's actually fairly common. However, if you tear the retina, you're going to know, because you're going to get a lot more flashing lights. You're going to usually have thousands of floaters. And if you don't get in quickly, then you could have a full-blown retinal detachment where you can ultimately lose your vision. So I would say if you're getting more flashes now than you did recently, get into your local optometrist or ophthalmologist, make sure your eyes are dilated. And even better yet, I recommend seeing somebody that has optomap capability. And the reason for this is I have seen many cases where even the retina specialists, and retina specialists, this is their expertise, have missed, holes and tears in the retina with their binocular indirect ophthalmoscope that you pick up with the optomap. So the optomap takes a picture of the entire back of the eye, getting way out to the periphery, without shining a bright light in your eye. So it doesn't replace the dilation, but it's easy enough to find whether an ophthalmologist or an optometrist that has an OptoMap. It's kind of an insurance policy, in my opinion. And I would recommend having that OptoMap done in the near future, because who knows, if you saw a doctor not too long ago and they dilated you and didn't have an OptoMap, you might have a small hole or a tear that they missed. It's possible. Okay. Doctors aren't perfect.
Is retinal tears genetic, or is that just, I have an older brother, kind of the same industry outside. He was a golfer. He's just gone past his second retinal tear. Nobody else in the family, 6 kids, parents, nobody else had it, just him. But him and I have been working in a similar industry. I just didn't know if that was something genetic, or is it just because we've both been outside all these years?
It can be due to the shape of the eye, depending on the axial length of the eye. If the eye is longer, it's more prone to have more stretching and more prone to having retinal tears and retinal holes. So it could be genetically predisposed due to the shape and the size of your eye. That's true. Also, as we mature, it's more prone. If we're very active, it's a lot more prone to having a retinal detachment. So I would recommend being as proactive as possible, obviously wearing protective eyewear and sunglasses and things like that when you're out in the sun. Eat a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables, things like organic baby leaf kale, orange bell peppers, blueberries, eggs, wild Alaskan salmon, pistachios. These things are really very, very good for the retina. And, obviously weight management is very important too. And then keeping your blood pressure and your blood sugar as normal as possible. And then hopefully you age gracefully and you never have a retinal detachment. But like I said, find somebody that has an OptoMap and just have your retina evaluated.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, Michael, take care. And Roger, the key is early detection, and that's why it's a good idea to see a local optometrist, optometric physician, or ophthalmologist and make sure their eyes are dilated, because you might have no symptoms. You could have a retinal tear and have no symptoms. By the same token, you can have glaucoma and have no symptoms at all.
So once a year you recommend?
Yeah, I think once a year, at least every 2 years when you're younger, but once a year after the age of 50 or so. And usually your insurance covers it. If you have medical insurance, it usually covers an eye exam. A lot of people have vision plans that will cover the eye exam as well. So it's a minimal fee to ensure you're doing everything proactively and preventatively at creating wellness. And, not only are we looking for eye diseases, but we're also looking for some of the first signs of systemic health problems, things like high blood pressure, diabetes, plaque building up in your arteries, especially the thing like the autofluorescence that's on the OptoMap, which is amazing. It's almost like a pseudo angiogram without putting a toxic radioactive dye into your body. So it can actually look to see if there's plaque building up and a metabolic waste product in your eye called lipofuscin that can also be a telltale sign of not only macular degeneration, but dementia later in life. So we can tell a lot about a patient's systemic health through an eye exam.
Now, you do a lot of eye exams on a daily basis. How often do you find something that a patient should be aware of that they did not know about?
Daily.
Really?
I see a lot of patients at the Lange Eye Institute, and we're diagnosing people with high blood pressure and diabetes, pending strokes, potential heart attacks, autoimmune diseases, even STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, through the eye. So people out there, if you want a good eye doctor, certainly come to the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. A little plug. See me or Dr. Somerton or Dr. Caputi. I'll give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute, and then we're going to take the phone call from Natasha in just a second. So the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. And I also want to mention, and that's probably what Natasha's going to talk about, we had an amazing festival. The Mardi Gras Festival last week at the Lange Eye Institute went over as a big hit. And we're going to let Natasha chime in and maybe discuss that a little bit. Or maybe she's going to talk about something else. And it might not be the Natasha I think it is. Good morning, Natasha.
Guys, good morning, everybody. It is definitely the Natasha you're thinking about.
Excellent.
How are you today?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. I wanted to call in this morning, if you don't mind, to thank everybody that showed up to our first annual Mardi Gras festival that was this past weekend.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was so much fun. It was freaking fantastic. Thank you to all the staff that worked so hard to make it look perfect, to the vendors, our awesome DJ, the delicious food. We literally had the best time, didn't we?
Oh, we really did. The jambalaya was delicious. The king cakes were amazing. And the music, you know, we played a lot of jazz, a lot of New Orleans style music, a little Zydeco. It was a lot of fun. We did some parades with the golf carts, and everybody had a great deal on their glasses, their eyewear, their sunglasses, their Fortify vitamin supplements. And we literally had thousands of people show up. It's always a big hit. You know, we've been doing a fall festival for the last 20 years, but now we're going to start the Mardi Gras festival every year in February. And I think it'll ultimately become bigger than our fall festival.
Can I tell you one of the lenses that we actually did really, really well with at this fall festival? It was kind of like a debut of this lens. We had talked about it before. I know you talked about it on your radio show before, but the Drive lens. That was such a huge hit this past weekend. This lens, if you don't mind me explaining it just a little bit,
Sure.
The Drive lens is a lens that we offer exclusively at our location. It's available in transitions, different thinner, lighter materials, but it is the newest in technology to give you the best clarity for driving, which is a lot of times people have the hardest time with their glasses at nighttime or during the daytime, especially progressive lens wearers. This particular lens takes that and makes it to where it's custom for the patient, gives you plenty of that distance, but then takes that midsection and that reading area and kind of like filters it a little bit. So you have it because you definitely need it when you're looking at your GPSs or anything like that. But it makes it to where it kind of all works copacetically. You know what I mean?
Oh, it is amazing technology. And we have an exclusive on it right now in Florida, an exclusive. We're the only people that have it. So it's interesting because when you're driving at night, what happens is you get night-induced myopia, all right? And that makes your pupils dilate and you get a little bit more nearsighted. So this technology actually changes the power a little bit. So when your pupils dilate, all right, you're getting a little more minus power. That's why your night vision is improved dramatically. My wife, Tammy, has her Drive lenses, and it's amazing how much better she sees at night because her night vision hasn't been that good. So all of you out there, if you want the ultimate in driving lens, come to the Lange Institute, the new Drive lens. They make it in single vision and they make it in progressives too. Absolutely.
Yep. And transitions, brown or gray.
I'm glad you brought that up because we don't talk about optical enough on this program. You know, we're always talking about nutrition and things of this nature, but optical is very important. And the Lange Institute, Tasha runs the lab. She's not only out on the optical floor and works as an optician, she's also makes the glasses, and she's also our right-hand man at Fortify Vitamins. Tasha, gee, she could be my airplane pilot, my bodyguard too, and then we're all set, right?
I'm pretty sure I've got lessons coming up for both of those items, so I'll keep you updated.
So optical, come to the Lange Institute. We have a super high-end optical. We have frames you can buy, total lens packages and frames for $99. By the same token, we have Cartier frames and the highest frame line out there with the ultimate and progressive. So you can spend, you know, $99 up to $5,000 for a pair of glasses at the Lange Institute. So we have something for anybody and everybody. We cater to everybody. We're not prejudiced.
Not at all. And we always have the highest and the best in technology. The new Oakleys that are out, those are fire. Like, you guys, come look at our frames. We have so many opportunities to see what we have. And the staff is fantastic. They will help you. Not everybody loves looking for glasses. Some people say it's the worst thing. They hate doing it. We want to change that for you. We want to make sure when you come in and you leave, you feel like you are the boss, that you are like walking out there looking like super fly and you can see amazing. And then we stand behind everything we do. So thank you for having me on today.
Oh, thanks, Tasha. I just want to chime in on the Meta Oakleys. So the new Meta glasses are great for anybody and everybody. If you're active, all right, like I do a lot of mountain biking, and now I have the Meta Oakleys. I can be mountain biking a really cool part of the Red Trail or Double Black Diamonds coming up, and I want to videotape it. Well, you couldn't do it before with the cell phone. You'll die, right? So all I do is say, you know, Meta video, boom, it goes on and it videotapes that I have both hands on the handlebars. So it's really good. Or if I want to check a stock while I'm riding my bike, Meta, what's NVIDIA trading at? Boom, it tells me. Meta, call my wife, call the office. So it's it's really pretty amazing technology. And also, if you're vision impaired, you think about it. If you're vision impaired, Roger, if you can't see your cell phone to dial your loved one or to dial 911. If you're wearing Meta glasses, you just simply talk to Meta and say, Meta, call 911. Meta, call my wife. So, and it helps you see.
You know, it's also.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
How dare you?
How dare you?
It looks like Roger's biting at the bit. I think he wants to add something.
No, I was just saying that
I got so excited.
those Meta glasses have made some interesting social changes. Some of them are being banned at military installations because they're concerned about secret things being inadvertently sucked into their system without the owner even saying anything. So sometimes you might not be welcome in some places with those Meta glasses, but I think that's going to be changed as society accepts them more. Just like cell phones were first kind of frowned upon, and now they're everywhere.
And we have some derivatives of the Meta glass that are for low vision patients, a little bit more expensive, that actually enable you to zoom in on fine print and zoom in the distance. So people that are vision impaired, something called idaptics. So idaptics takes the Meta glasses to the next level, and we can demonstrate that to you. So if you're vision impaired, it's the latest in low vision technology that's pretty amazing. So never accept that answer that there's nothing that can be done to help you if you're vision impaired. There's always something that we can do.
That's amazing. So you can actually zoom in and magnify something in the distance.
Right.
That's amazing technology.
Idaptics.
Yeah, you could actually ask it and say, okay, what am I looking at? And it will describe to you in detail what you're looking at, which is really amazing, especially when, you're looking at a medicine bottle. You can't read the medicine bottle. You can ask it what it says or what ingredients are on something. It will literally read it to you and tell you everything. And that way you're kind of aware of what your surroundings are and what you're taking.
That's good, because so many people have difficulties reading prescriptions and get themselves in trouble with the wrong dose. That's an amazing life-saving ability.
Tasha, thanks for the call.
And it's very important.
Thanks for the call.
Welcome.
We're getting loaded up.
We
got to take a few more calls. So have a great day, and thanks for all you do.
I appreciate you guys. Later.
All right. So you're listening to Ask the Doctor. Steve, hold on. We'll be with you in just a minute. If you got a question, give us a call at 877-969-8600. 877-969-8600. This is a big show for men today. We're going to talk about a lot of things to help men's health, especially their prostate and their testosterone in a minute. Before we take the next call, I want to ask Roger if there is a particular vegetable out there, one vegetable, what would you say is the top vegetable, the number one top vegetable for men's health, especially for the prostate and for boosting testosterone?
Well, from our previous discussions, I would guess it's probably broccoli.
And you're wrong.
Darn.
But you're close. You are very close. All right. It's broccoli sprouts.
Oh.
And a lot of people, including you, don't know what the heck broccoli sprouts are.
Never had them, I don't think.
So broccoli sprouts, you can get the broccoli seeds and make them sprout yourself, but you can buy them at Whole Foods and Fresh Market, places like that. And it's very high in something called sulforaphane, and it's 100 times higher than broccoli itself. And that helps protect the prostate. It actually activates something called NRF2 pathway, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. That's for cellular defense, but it reduces inflammation in the prostate, lowers the PSA level that we all know about, helps detox against carcinogens, and it also contains something called indole carbinol 3 or indole 3 carbinol, and that actually improves the estrogen testosterone ratio. So it actually decreases excess estrogen that, yes, men do have. And so you get a better testosterone estrogen ratio, and also helps reduce visceral fat. So men out there, listen up, get your wife or you go to the store and get broccoli sprouts. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute, but we got to go to Steve. Steve's been waiting and biting at the bit. Steve in Clearwater, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Just a quick brief. How's your brother doing?
Well, thanks for asking. He did well Monday on the heart catheterization. There was no blockage at all, and they didn't shut down his kidneys. I made sure they hydrated him before and after, used a little less diet, and took a less few pictures. So he's all right, but he's still chronic fatigue. So I'm heading back to New Orleans right after this show. Myself and my mom, 98-year-old mom, Betty Lange, and my wife, we're driving all the way to New Orleans.
Your mom is driving again?
I'm going to let her drive a little on the interstate. Got to keep her young, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so my wife doesn't realize that. She'll freak out. But the car drives itself. We'll just put auto mode. So he's still in chronic AFib, low pulse AFib, and his pulse is around 60, and he still has terrible chronic fatigue, and he's not happy. He's not doing well. So Friday, we're going to try to do our cardiac a shock. What's that called, Roger?
Cardioversion is what that's called. It restores the normal heartbeat.
Right. So we're going to try to restore the normal heartbeat. We tried it once before. It didn't last long, but we're going to see if it restores and he feels better. Then we might do an ablation if he feels better, but we're not sure that it's the atrial fibrillation that's causing his chronic fatigue and his misery in life. So I don't know. We're trying. I'll be with him for a whole week, helping him out as much as I can. Thanks for asking.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, let's everybody, probably a lot of people in the audience will be going to church tomorrow. So add that to your intercessions. Ask for Rick's health.
Oh, that'd be nice.
One thing, did you get my email about the whey protein and what you can do if you can't get?
Let's talk about it.
What's very interesting. Yeah. Okay. The biggest advantage of whey protein is it has covalent bonded cysteine, which helps increase glutathione, and that works. One thing about it, though, is that cysteine in the whey is cross-bonded back on itself, so that it's in the oxidized form. So it would have to go into your body, be reduced back to take an electron and reduce it back to cysteine. Now, what you can do is if you can't get the whey protein, you can take acetylcysteine, which is reduced sulfur in that,
right,
and it's a much quicker, it's much more efficient, and you actually would get a better response than the whey itself. I mean, the whey protein you want for the protein itself, but yeah, you can do that. And one other thing I'd like to recommend, you remember last week that Tony talked about his ALC, is that what they called it? A1C,
right?
Being 14. And I said it was exponential. Mm-hmm. Well, there's about 9 glycation products that you get that are involved in that number. And I figured out that his was 14, but since it's exponential, he had about 20 times more than normal.
Yeah.
Not twice as much, but 20 times. I could go through all the chemicals, but it'd bore you all to death. But the guy was really he was ready to go.
He was a ticking time bomb. I mean, Tony was a ticking time bomb. He was getting ready to explode and getting ready to die, as Roger would say.
Yes.
And he
absolutely
totally changed his life. I boosted I helped him a little bit. But Tony, you'll be amazed. I'm going to have Tony as a guest in a few weeks again on here, and you would be amazed how he looks. I mean, he was 530 pounds. Now he's, 270. He works out in the gym. He's strong. He's lean. He looks totally different. He's happy. He's healthy. His glaucoma's gone away. His bleeding in the retina has improved dramatically. His testosterone's gone through the roof. And so that it shows you the power of proper nutrition, exercise, diet, pumping iron. Weightlifting is important for anybody at every age. That's why I had Roger in the gym this morning working out.
It's kind of shocking. I was in the shower. I came out and I looked at my arms. I said, good heavens, I'm developing some biceps here. There's actual physical change from all this exercise. And speaking of Tony, that man was in a wheelchair. He was basically an invalid. And now he looks like he could be a bodyguard and run down the street and throw people through windows.
Well, he was a bodyguard. He was a professional bodyguard for many years. And then, the weight got to him. So I'm real proud of Tony. If Tony's listening, you're the man. And we still got a long way to go for all of us and everybody listening to this program. The whole idea is to get us in optimal health, the optimal condition, so we can be happy and healthy. So let me talk to Steve about this. Steve, let's talk a little bit about the whole whey protein dilemma. So when you go with whey protein, it's like anything in the nutrition industry. There's garbage and there's good stuff. So if you take the typical whey protein out there that is over the counter, that comes from feedlot cows, mostly grown in China. It's filled with growth hormone antibiotics. It's not grass-fed, so it's pro-inflammatory. And it's been heated to over 200 degrees for more than 30 minutes. That denatures it. It actually changes the cysteine. And so what happens is cysteine in a good non-denatured is cystine, and that has to convert to the cysteine EINE, but it starts out INE. That's the non-denatured form. So if it's denatured, you're not getting the immune building properties of the whey protein. You're still getting the protein, but that's why I always say read labels on whey protein. Make sure it says three things: non-denatured or undenatured, grass-fed, and where the cows come from. And so remember, that's for detoxification, immune function, decreased oxidative stress. It supports mitochondrial health. It also helps protect the cells from damage. So not only is it a good source of protein, it's really great for immunity. And like you said, NAC, N-acetylcysteine, is probably a faster way to get glutathione. But if it's non-denatured, it's one of the best ways of whey protein for not only building a muscle, but for helping stimulate that glutathione. Remember, glutathione is a combination of 3 amino acids: cysteine, glutamate, and glycine. And if it's non-denatured, those work very well at promoting glutathione. And the other thing about NAC is, contrary to what, depending on what science you look at, they're trying to make it a drug. It really is a drug now, and they're frowning upon anybody, and they might start finding vitamin companies to start selling it because it's a prescription now. So NAC is going to be gone soon, and you won't be able to get it as a supplement. So whey protein, remember, non-denatured, grass-fed whey protein, ultimately from New Zealand. And I'll plug our Fortify Super Protein. It comes in vanilla and chocolate. Is a good way to build muscle and your immunity at the same time.
Well, you could always order cysteine, get cysteine, the supplement. They can't ban that. And another thing is, I think that the current administration would not, if a lot of people wrote in and talked about this, I don't think they could ban it. Right. I don't think they could. So I always call
denatured whey protein, the stuff you buy over the counter, as broken protein or dead protein. And then non-denatured whey protein is intact functional protein. Right. Hey, Steve, thanks for the call, my friend.
One more thing. You are surrounding yourself with one of the best group of people that I know of any company. I'm serious. Everybody is high energy. I mean, when Natasha comes on, it makes you feel good. When last week when the new gentleman, what was his name? Yeah, Taylor. He's very positive, and that is so important in the area of health, because it puts you in a motivational state in which you can utilize the information you're going to get as they talk further. So, yeah, you got a great staff, and you got a real good choice of who to hire. I'm really, really true. You're super. Okay,
Steve, thanks for the call. I appreciate the positive feedback. I do.
I mean, I'm really true. It's the most important thing of any business is who works for them, not their equipment, not their location. It's not location. It's employees. Okay?
You got it.
God bless you.
Amen. See ya. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctor, and the pseudo doctor, Roger P. Shulman. He could host the show by himself. You know, Roger has helped co-host the show for, over 20 years. Back in the day, remember?
Back in the day, yes. You'd occasionally get stuck in traffic, and I'd be there. We'd be with another co-host, and we had a good time. It was
we did
a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to go back to the phones, and we're going to talk more about the meat of the matter. Julie and Parrish.
Hi, doctor.
Good morning.
I have a problem at night driving. I've been complaining to the eye doctor that gives me glaucoma drop in my right eye for over a year now, and I get, yearly eye exams. That people's LED lights in these new cars blind me. And, he told me to try a different over-the-counter drop and get some of these yellow glasses to wear over my regular glasses, and nothing helps. And I'd like to know, I'm taking your Focus and Brain Fortify vitamin, but I haven't seen any improvement in my night driving. And, you know, it's like I got to put my hand up to block one of my side mirrors. And, you know, in my rear view mirror, I flip it. So, but is there anything, you know, I can do about that?
Julie, have you ever had cataract? Have you ever had cataract surgery?
No.
How old are you?
64 and a half.
All right. So you got to graduate from high school in either 79 or 80, huh?
Right. 79.
I'm right there, 80. So I'm looking in my magic crystal ball here, and it looks like you got a little cataract starting, okay? And so that cataract is going to cause you to have a lot of glare at night, all right? Now, a cataract does not need to be removed until your quality of vision is really starting to be reduced. But if you start having a lot of glare, then that is decreased quality of life. So you might want to tell your doctor the glare is really a problem out in the bright sun and at nighttime. Then they can remove the cataract a little earlier in the ball game. Now, the other thing is, at the end of the day, our eyes start to dry out. So our cornea dehydrates and the optics become very poor. So you can use a good lubricating eye drop. I like Oasis Tears the best. You can get it on our website at fortify.com. Oasis Tears has hyaluronic acid in it, so it actually binds to the epithelium, and it lasts a little longer than the stuff you buy over the counter. And then clean your windshield. And if you wear glasses, make sure your windshield and your glasses are clean. The eyes are lubricated, okay? That will help. And then the Fortify Focus or the Focus and Brain that you're taking can also improve night vision and reaction time. So you probably have a little cataract. You probably got a little dry eye. You could have a refractive error. That means the prescription in glasses may not be exactly right, or you might need a change. But the easiest thing you can do is start the artificial tears immediately and make sure the windshield is very clean.
Yeah, I clean my windshield a few times a day and my glasses.
All right. Try the lubricating eye drops.
And the wipers.
Yeah, try the Oasis Tears Plus. And I'd use it, you know, breakfast, when you wake up, and supper time. And you can use it more than that, but 2 times a day. And the next time you see your eye doctor, have them test you for dry eye as well, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
All right, Julie. Thanks for the call, and you hang in there. Bye-bye. Roger.
A lot of people, I've noticed on the other side of this, don't know that their headlights are off and they're driving along with a totally dark car on the road, because in the old days, you would pull your light switch to illuminate the headlamps, and the light on the speedometer and all the instrument panels would come on. So if they were off, you'd have a dead light in front of you, and you'd know that the lights of your car are off. But now those panels light up whether your car is illuminating the headlights or not. So you should either leave it in the automatic or make absolutely sure your headlights are on, because I see this 3 or 4 times a day going and coming from work, people driving without the headlights on. It's a defect of our modern cars, I think, is it's hard to tell whether your headlights are on.
It is. I see lots of people driving with the lights off, and I flash the lights at them, and they think I'm crazy, you know?
Yeah, they don't even notice. They say, well, I don't see any problem.
All right, I see we got somebody on Instagram chiming in. Dr. Lange, what was the protein that you guys were just talking about to stimulate glutathione? It's glutathione. Okay, so that was Fortifeye Super Protein. It's a non-denatured, grass-fed New Zealand whey protein concentrate. Very high in immune globulins, covalent bonded cysteine, which we were talking about, converts to glutathione. Plus, it has lactoferrin and CLA. So not only great for building muscle, but great for immunity. So I think whey protein is I know it's the fastest acting protein on the market. Remember, there's a massive shortage on whey protein. So you're going to see whey protein prices skyrocketing, and you're going to see a lot of back orders. Like we have a back order on Fortify Fit Pro, but it's going to be off back order in a few weeks. We'll have Fit Pro back. In the meantime, use our CreaPure Creatine H and B vitamin D and just add it to your whey protein, and it'll be similar to the Fit Pro. But check it out at fortify.com. That's Fortifeye, fortify.com, and go to the protein section. Look at Fortify Super Protein, and I think you'll be very, very happy. All right, phone lines are open. If you got a question, give us a call. It's it's Roger P. Showman and me, Dr. Michael Lange. The phone number is 877-969-8600. 877-969-8600. I see somebody's chiming in. Like the longer hair, Doc. Usually I have a buzz cut. I got a military cut, but I'm growing my hair a little bit longer. Maybe I'll get a tattoo and a Harley Davidson and some piercings.
Maybe a ponytail.
Ponytail. And maybe not. So we're going to take some phone calls in just a second. 877-969-8600. So men, listen up a little bit. There's some studies out there that show that men that have increased levels of omega-3, this is kind of your specialty, Roger, increased levels of omega-3 tend to have lower risk of aggressive prostate cancer, decreased mortality from prostate cancer. And you can see the study on healthbenefitsofomega3.com, healthbenefitsofomega3.com. One more time, healthbenefitsofomega3.com. This is amazing. Studies are showing that if you have elevated levels of omega-3, so taking a good reesterified triglyceride form omega-3, like Fortify Super Omega or Fortify Super Omega-3 Max, or something similar to that, can actually reduce the risk of aggressive prostate cancer and mortality from prostate cancer. And it was a good study.
It also can alleviate the symptoms of depression and anxiety, provides joint and anti-inflammation support. That's helped me a lot with my shoulder over the last 20 years. Reduces inflammation, which can help alleviate joint pain and stiffness associated with rheumatoid arthritis. And as you said, it protects against age-related eye diseases and supports skin hydration and health. It's also essential, this is not for men, during pregnancy for fetal brain development. So it covers a lot of areas.
And also amazing for dry eye. I put all my patients that have dry eye, well, I try to put everybody on a good omega-3 fish oil. I always tell people, if you only took only one supplement, a good omega-3 fish oil. But remember, it's not the ethyl ester form, the EE form. It's the TG form, which is triglyceride form, or RTG form, reesterified triglyceride form. Much more efficient, absorbs much better, doesn't pass through your liver every day to cleave the ethanol off. So once again, it's kind of like whey protein. Most whey protein you buy over the counter, I think, is garbage. Most omega-3 fish oil you buy over the counter is garbage. Most, not all. So Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Super Omega-3 Max, which is 50% more potent. So if you need even more omega-3, consider that. Also, since we're talking about men and prostates, there's some solid research, and we've talked about this before, that tomato paste and tomato sauce will help lower your PSA levels and support prostate health. And it shows that 2 to 4 tablespoons of tomato paste a day, depending on your size, 2 to 4 tablespoons of tomato paste and 1 to 1.5 cups of tomato sauce. And then if you add some olive oil to it, that's a bonus synergy at helping protect your prostate. And then we add some broccoli or broccoli sprouts, even better,
yes,
and some green tea. And let me tell you, you're going to really fortify that prostate and help with boosting testosterone. There's another way to boost testosterone, something that most of us do not eat. When's the last time you ate a pomegranate?
I can't remember. It's been a while.
And you don't eat pomegranate, you don't eat broccoli sprouts. So pomegranate juice has a lot of sugar in it, but you can eat the pomegranate seeds, the real pomegranate. That's been shown to actually support prostate health and to boost testosterone, all right? So now we know whey concentrate, non-denatured whey protein concentrate, not only stimulates glutathione, the master antioxidant in our body, it does promote testosterone production. We know that pomegranate can help with prostate. We know that broccoli sprouts, so the perfect beverage, when you think about it, would probably be a combination of whey protein concentrate, either real pomegranate seeds or pomegranate juice, and broccoli sprouts, and just blend it all together in some goat milk maybe, and drink that down, or put our, use our whey protein concentrate, maybe add our Pure creatine to it, And men, you got an anti-aging, muscle-building, fat-burning, prostate-protecting, testosterone-boosting beverage. So I call it the Men's Performance Longevity Drink. All right, whey protein concentrate, preferably something similar to Fortify Super Protein, pomegranate juice or pomegranate seeds, broccoli sprouts. And pomegranate juice right after you work out is good because it's got sugar. Remember, we want to replenish muscle glycogen right after working out. And we did that today. After you worked out, you had the orange juice with the Creapure Creatine MyH&B.
And that tasted pretty good.
It was. So remember, broccoli sprouts are high in the sulforaphane, that's hard to say, which stimulates NRF2, which is good for your prostate and your testosterone. Pomegranate has the polyphenols in it that stimulates something called urolithin A, which is like the latest in anti-aging nutrition, good for prostate, good for promoting testosterone. And so wouldn't you know that all of this is in the new Fortify Fit meal that we're coming out with. And I just talked to the manufacturer. They said it's 1 to 2 weeks away now, finally. So we've got the broccoli sprouts, organic broccoli sprouts. We've got the whey protein concentrate. We've got pomelo, which is equivalent to 25 pomegranates to stimulate urolithin A. So it's all going to be in the Fortify Fit meal. This is going to be the latest in anti-aging meal replacement for men and women. What do you got to say about that?
Good. I won't have to go and look for what are those things? The sprouts at the at the grocery store.
Right. So you're going to get it all in the Fortify Fit meal. That's exactly right.
Or eat a pomegranate.
Yep. So remember, go to fortify.com, Fortifeye, fortify.com. I see we got a few people on hold. I don't think we have time to take those calls. Or do we? Nope, we don't have time. So it's Julie and Roger. Wow, it's another Roger. And remember, if you want to see us for your eye doctor, go to the Lange Eye Institute. And the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014, or go to drmichaellange.com, drmichaellange.com. You can follow me on Instagram. About 300,000 of you are now following me on Instagram. That's Dr. Michael Lange _, Dr. Michael Lange _. All the rest of the Dr. Michael Lange Instagrams are fake. Disregard them. They got a lot of fake me's out there. And then the phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Also, come out to our Clearwater location of Fortify Nutrition Center. It's right there on McMullen Booth Road and the Bayside Bridge Plaza. It's Fortify Nutrition Center. We're open till 3 today. And then the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala is in a 2-story building that I own right on State Road 200, the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. Roger, you got about 10 seconds to tell everybody goodbye, and thanks for being a guest.
Goodbye, and thank you for being with us today. This was fun.
All right, I'm Dr. Michael Lange, helping keep America fit and healthy. With that, I want to wish everybody a great day. God bless you, and God bless America. I'll see you in 2 weeks.